Good morning. Welcome to Thermal Talks. Anthony's here. We're going to have a insightful conversation. For those that are new to the channel, we make mental health conversations and content that's going to be beneficial to your personal development and just to well-being. However, in today's conversation, we're going to be talking about how to navigate major life transitions with confidence. The purpose of this conversation is to be able to, is give you the approach to, big life changes, such as career, shifts in regards to relocations or even family changes with strength, clarity, and a grounded mindset, right? We have to be able to have a positive mindset, a grounded mindset to be able to navigate through life, and have that resilience as we're navigating through. So stick with me so we're able to grow through this, right? So I really want us to think about life as, a full transition, right? A new job, for instance, you move into a new city, relationships are starting or even ending, or even, that shift in regards to dynamic. People are moving outside the house, people are getting married. There's different things that are happening, right? So changes can be exciting, or changes could also feel overwhelming or even uncomfortable. It could be good news, it could be bad news, right? So I just want us to, learn as we're navigating through these transitions with confidence and clarity and how to, break them down. So first key point I want to be talking about is transitions naturally bring uncertainty and that stress, but with the confidence doesn't mean having all the answers that everything's going to be, going the way we anticipate it to be, but it means truly trusting yourself that you're going to be able to figure things out, and you kind of, give yourself that reassurance, peace of mind, and compassion. Just relax. Take a deep breath type of thing, Growth happens when we face these challenges with intention, So don't beat yourself up. Embrace it. This is life. Things happen. Just really kind of keep yourself grounded as you're trying to, grow. So when it comes to research insights, studies show that people who approach transitions with proactive coping, strategies experience higher life satisfaction and lower stress, right? So when we're really intentional, we think before we act, we think before we speak. Those are the ones that are going to be able to have low stress, just because of the mindset in regards to it's positive, to keeping themselves grounded. So I really want us to take that in consideration as we're navigating through life. Another thing I want to be able to mention in regards to the next segment is going to be understanding life transitions, right? So when it comes to transitions, it's periods in regards to changes that disturb that routine. So things may feel uncomfortable because some things may be taken away from us, or some things are just different in regards to that change, right? So we can be positive in regards to that new career, marriage, or even something that's difficult in regards to loss or relocation. I've made a video about grief and loss. I personally lost my grandmother. It is something that is very impactful for me in addition to the family. But I realize as I'm navigating through life, this is a part of life, and it's not for me to neglect my emotions. I spend my time, I do my self-care, I spend my time with solitude, isolation, in regards to pulling myself away to make sure I spend time with nature, tapping in with what's going on in my mindset, self-care, and I do my inner work. But it's very important for us to take that in consideration as we're trying to navigate through that uncomfortableness, right? So when it comes to us, I really want to take us into consideration that, it can be stressful in regards to uncertainty, but when it comes to change in itself, this is something that we all can, relate to. But however, when it comes to research insight, life transitions often trigger a liminal space, psychological and between stage that changes identity and habits. So this is something that is really impactful. It could change the way that we, feel about ourselves. Some aspects about ourselves may change, or even our habits may change due to life transitions. So it can be very impactful. But I really want us to take in consideration our mindset, on a growth mindset, and really being optimistic in regards to just being willing to just for, like anything is possible. Anything can happen at any given moment. So just what I'm saying, being intentional, treat people good, do your best that you can, and, go with the flow, Next segment we're going to be talking about is why transitions feel so overwhelming, right? So first key point off rip is fear of the unknown creates that anxiety. So we already know that off the rip. It's just we don't know what is to come, But at the same time, too, when you let go of control and you kind of just live in the present, that relieves a lot of stress. So I really want us to take that in consideration as well. So letting go of the old identities or roles can feel like a loss, and lack of preparation magnifies that stress, right? So not being prepared. That's why it's very important to make sure that you're putting your needs first. You're doing what you have to do. You're not being your follower. You're being your own leader. You're doing what you have to do for yourself, right? For instance, my father gave me this example, right? Highlight. is there's a party on Friday, or there's a party on Friday or whatever, maybe on the weekend, whatever, and you want to go, your friends is inviting you. However, you do go to the party, you have a good time, etc. But there's a test on Monday. Now you went prepared. You know what I mean? They may get the A, the B, whatever, and they pass, but you may be in the D or the C range, or, you know what I mean, not even pass, because you didn't handle your due diligence. You wasn't prepared. You know what I mean? So you have to realize that everybody has their own abilities, right? They're doing what they have to do for themselves, and you have to make sure that you have to do what you have to do for yourself. So make sure that you're focusing on your needs, your personal development, and I'm making sure that I'm advocating for you. You know what I mean? I'm speaking for you because I really want you to get to where you need to be. So I really want you to have that preparation so that you don't have that future stress, or that stress even, right now. But like I said, try your best to really be intentional and really, be intuitive what's really going on. Research insights in regards to the brain interprets uncertainty as a potential threat, activate stress responses as well. So, when we're always thinking about what's to come or the future, this, that, we're giving ourselves that anxiety, and we're making ourselves more overwhelmed. So try your best to try to do what you can do to facilitate an action plan, right? Smart goals, smart plans, right? And do what you could do and make it manageable so it's, easy enough for you to accomplish. Start small, and then things will gradually pick up. However, stop thinking about too much and just focus on what's in front of you. Next segment, practical strategies to navigate transitions, right? So number one, we're going to be talking about acknowledge your emotions, right? So you don't want to suppress, your stress, you really want to name it. You really want to normalize it. That's why I always advocate to be able to write these things down, journal if possible, write the date, time, to be able to kind of document, and track these things. If you're able to bring that to a therapist or even bring that to a doctor, they're able to really see like, oh, wow, this has been going on for about 2 weeks or 3 weeks or even a month or even more. So you're really able to really see the tracking and naming these emotions when you're able to, provide that by, that application. So I'm asking you guys to take the time, be intentional, and make that happen for yourself. Number two is going to be create structure, right? So you want to be able to build routines to anchor yourself during the change, right? So create structure, make your bed, do what you have to do, right? Don't really just kind of just live life on cruise control. You're just doing the bare minimum. Really try to give yourself structure. Go out to the gym, drink water, mindfulness, you know what I mean? Seek peer support, mentorship, people that you trust, love. Like I keep saying therapist, because if someone's able to help you, really a professional able to help, activate that mind, help your mind out, get you right. So really structure your life to the best of your abilities. Number three is going to be focused on what you can control. Like I said, what's on your plate, right? So you really want to redirect your energy in regards to, action steps, things that you're able to do for yourself. So like I said, focus on what's in front of you, what's on your plate. Next, we're going to be able to talk about is number four is seek support, right? So I mentioned friends, mentors, professional guidance that could be able to provide that grounding. Number five, we're going to talk about is set small goals, right? So break big, changes into, achievable milestones. Start small, make it more manageable so it's able for you to be able to accomplish. You don't want to be able to beat yourself up, right? So be practical and be positive, right? So we're going to talk about some research insights in regards to coping methods, right? Like problem solving, social support, and mindfulness significantly improve adjustment during transitions, right? So when you don't isolate yourself, you don't make yourself feel alone, you ain't self-sabotaging, you ain't keeping yourself in a negative kind of world or bubble, and you get the supports that you need, you get, you know what I mean? Like you really provide yourself, that well wraparound service. You know what I mean? You're able to really navigate through, right? So I'm telling you, you're not alone, you have supports. You just got to be able to speak up, put that hand up, you know what I mean? And things will able to, come your way. Fourth segment we're going to be able to talk about is real life applications. Like I said, I really want to make this real because life is real, right? Don't get any realer. So let's dive right into it. So a career shift, right? So I really want us to, like I said, be aware of our mindset. I want to be able to kind of juggle, and it's trying to play tug of war with us. We get the steering wheel, we get to control it, and we really get to practice and, gain that confidence. So a career shift in regards to, I don't know if I can do this, reframe that into, this is the chance for me to grow into my potential. I can improve, I can change, I can fall down, I can get up. Whatever's going to happen into this, I'm able to learn. So I'm gaining skills. So like I said, kind of just, I know transitions may be hard, but this is the opportunity for us to grow, For next is going to be relocation, right? So instead of dwelling of the loss, like I'm just, I'm so used to living up my own town, really to redirect that into, this exploration, right? Into new communities or opportunities. I could be getting, more money. I can be getting more opportunities. I can get more friends. I can be living in a different environment. You know what I mean? Things should really be just different in a positive aspect with the positive mindset. So please take that into consideration. For next is going to be family changes, right? So focus on strengths in regards to the bonds and communication and that self-care, right? So changes could be different. You may lose someone. You may lose a family member stepping out the house because everybody's growing up now. Like, just different things are happening throughout our life, but we have to be able to accept it and be able to, like I said, have a positive mindset behind it. I want to be able to ask you guys in regards to one transition that you're facing right now, potentially, right? So I want you to think about that. And what is one step that you can be able to, do to make it feel more manageable for you? So positive necessary, but I really want us to take this into consideration, to really think about things in our life when we're able to really provide that application. It's really important to, provide what we're learning and then put it into, action. However, we're going to dive right into, why transitions feel too heavy, right? So first key point off rip we're going to be diving into is it's okay to feel disoriented. Growth takes time. Like I said, transitions, good things, they take time. You know what I mean? Professional counseling or support groups can provide that guidance. I really want to advocate for that, because I currently work with adults with chronic mental health. And they're going through what they're going through, and this helps them to be able to come together because they're all going through similar challenges in the group sessions, and they're able to discuss and talk about things and learn about different things, as well as there is a therapist and so even myself too co-facilitating and adding, providing my own value. Good morning. But I also want to take in consideration, right? You want to remember, resilience is built moving through change, not avoiding it. You really want to take in consideration to really, like I said, embrace, even though it feels uncomfortable, we can be able to navigate through this. We can get through this. Like I said, take in consideration you're not alone. Please provide those, supports around you. Even research insights show that support seeking is one of the strongest predictors of success transitional adjustment. So I really want to take that into consideration, that we're not alone when we seek help through these transitions. We're able to navigate with a clear mindset and even a growth mindset as well, right? So just wrapping everything up together, I just want to take into consideration that your next chapter awaits, regardless if it's let's just be positive, right? Your new job opportunity, right? Or something like that. However, I just want to take into consideration that we're able to, regardless if it's good or bad, we can get through anything, right? So transitions could be uncomfortable. They are an opportunity for us to grow through them, as I emphasize. So each step that you take that builds that confidence that you can be able to handle change. Remember that you don't have to to be in control of the whole path and know everything. However, it's just about trying your best to move forward. You got it. You can be able to improve with that positive mindset. However, if you found this video beneficial, give it a thumbs up, share if possible, comment if necessary, and I'll see you on the next one.